Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to my shop. Today we're talking calipers. Yeah, I'm going there. When it comes to actually measuring things, the most used tool in my shop is actually this set of calipers. Surprisingly, I use my calipers an order of magnitude more than a tape measure. Honestly, in the shop, I probably only use the tape measure once, maybe twice a month. It's not something I use that much for woodworking. I'll pull it out when I do rough measurements on big pieces of furniture and I'm breaking down stock. But honestly, most of the things I build, the measurements are under 2 feet. And for that, I'm either going to use a yardstick, my ruler, or I'm most commonly just going to use reality. Put the stick where it needs to be and make a mark. But when it comes to measurements down under about 6 inches, these really shine. Because usually at that point, you need to be very accurate. Now even there, if I need to make a mark on a board and I need to transfer a measurement, I'm going to put the actual piece on there and mark off what's reality. And with that, I know that measurement is exact. I don't care what the numerical value of that is, I just know that this is exactly this, and that's what matters. But you can't always take one piece and set it on top of the other and make the mark. And that's where you need a measuring device. It's not very often I'm making big things like that. And for smaller items, I usually prefer a story stick or just to mark it with reality. The place these shine the most is when I need to drill an accurate hole. Woodworking bits and augers are rarely an exact size. I mean, this one may be marked with a number 12, which would mean it's 12/16. But if I bring this in here, it's not going to be 12/16. They do change a little bit over time. For these old auger bits, we'll put the calipers on here and we'll go from spur to spur, and this one is actually really close to 3/4 inch, or 12/16. Surprisingly, it's only off by about 1/1000th. But that means I'm going to get a hole that's a little bit bigger than that because they tend to wobble and scratch the sides a little bit, and so sometimes you're not going to get exactly the measurement hole you want. For normal twist bits, I'm going to put them on here, and I'm actually going to cross several flutes of the bit to make sure I get the correct measurement. Measuring hole diameters and drill bit sizes is actually one of the most common ways that I'm going to be using a set of calipers. Probably because it's the place where I probably need to be the most accurate the most often. I'm going to be drilling a hole for something to go in, a rod, a pin, and that has a specific diameter. And if I'm off a little bit, it shows a lot, and you really need a hole and whatever's going into it to be of a similar size. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems. If you're working with a tenon, there's a decent amount of fudge room in there. But often when boring holes, you need to be a little more careful. Measuring holes and bits isn't the only thing that this can do. This actually makes it very easy to measure thicknesses of boards, and I can test it here, and I can test it here, and I can make sure I'm even all the way across. Most of the time, I'm just going to plane down to the line I see on the outside, but sometimes I want it to be a little more accurate, and I can bring those in, especially if I'm putting a board into a groove or dado. But when it comes to calipers, it's only the tip of the iceberg. Number one, I could take the outside measurement of this, lock the caliper screw down, and then I can take it off, bring it over here, and I can use it as a marking gauge to mark that exact point on here. Or I also have the inside measurement here. I can put that in the middle and create 2 little dimples. With those 2 dimples in there, I can bring in a marking gauge and put them into those dimples and know that my marks on here are exactly the same measurement as the marks on my caliper. And not only do I have the outside and inside measurements, I also have a depth measurement here I know is the exact same. So with taking one measurement, I can know that the depth is correct as well as the width on the outside, and I can transfer these marks all over. Sometimes I need to know the depth of an item, and so I can put this in here, slide it down, and I can lock it off. And now I know that depth is this measurement, but I can also put it onto outside and inside measurements. And if the hole is too big and I'm trying to get something in the middle, I can actually get these feet that I can put onto the caliper. And that way I know that, hey, in the middle, it's that dimension. And then I can carry that and transfer it over. So you can actually use it like a standard depth gauge. And the best part is, we're woodworkers. We're not machinists, so we don't need them to go to the 10,000th of an inch. And honestly, the 1,000th of an inch, that's even way above my pay grade. Usually I'm going to the nearest, maybe half a thou, but most of the time around 100th of an inch. That's all the information I really need, and these are fantastic at getting that information. And because of that, we can get the cheaper ones because we don't need that high degree of accuracy and repeatability. Nowadays, the most common ones you're going to come across are these digital ones, and you can pick these up at Harbor Freight for like 20 bucks or so. You don't need a high-grade one. This is one I got off of Amazon, but this one I really like because when I turn it on, I can easily zero it out, but it also gives me inches and fractions of an inch. And for those of you who use the dumb freedom system, yeah, that's actually really cool, because then I can immediately go, oh cool, that's millimeters. And it makes it very easy to transfer between them. But I don't know about you, I hate looking up numbers on these and trying to figure out how do they actually correspond and what's the fraction to the decimal, and oh my. But I'm in the shop for fun, and that's the reason I'm using hand tools. I'm not here to produce things, I just want to have fun. And there's something about a digital number that just kind of raises the hackles in the back of my neck, and I'm like, eh. Works great, fantastic, but digital numbers using the devil's electron system. And that's why most of the time I'm going to be using a mechanical dial in the shop. I just find this to be incredibly fun. There's just something about the mechanics of a gear on a pinion, and just, heaven. And the measurements are easy on this. The big numbers out here are tenths of an inch. The big numbers on here are hundredths of an inch. The marks in between are thousandths of an inch. And I can actually see, is it between those marks, and get a pretty good guess on 10,000ths of an inch. Not that I really need that accuracy, but this is just fun. Also, when zeroing out a caliper, you want to make sure that the faces on these are clean. Slide them all the way down until the jaws touch. And then you can adjust the dial to put it right on 0, and that way you know you're coming right back to it. Do I need that kind of accuracy? No, never. But it is kind of fun to have. And it's so much easier to measure under an inch or so with calipers than it is with a tape measure. Especially when you're getting into something that's round, using a ruler to measure it's kind of painful. Whereas this, it's made to do that. It does it really, really well. And it's around this point that I have to issue a warning. Because this is a rabbit hole you can dive into, and it can cause you a crazy amount of pain and problems. Some of the worst woodworkers out there are machinists and engineers, because they want to measure to the 10,000th inch, and they're looking for accuracy that just doesn't exist. Now, that to be said, some of the best woodworkers out there are machinists and engineers who know when to use the accuracy and when it really doesn't matter at all. And so, yeah, you can use these to get incredibly accurate measurements, but they can also drive you to look for that perfect, precise fit, which is never going to happen. Generally, the reason I'm going to use these is not for the higher class of accuracy, but for the higher ease of usability. It's really nice to be able to lock a measurement and know that this measurement is the same as this measurement is the same as this measurement, and I can tell you exactly what it is. I can use this efficiently in the shop, not specifically for its accuracy. And that's why I haven't gone and spent the money on a Mitutoyo, or I'm not using Micrometer in the shop. They are ease of function, they're great. As long as you maintain them, take care of them, they will give you accurate measurements and very quick and easy measurements. And that's why a lot of woodworkers have the third type that I don't have. You can get it with digital, you can get it with the analog dial, but you can also just get it with the slide that you line up a mark with another one, just like a simple slide rule. And for woodworking, that's all you need. And the reason I have one of these is just I enjoy the dial. It is a lot of fun to play with, and it's fun. I picked this one up at a garage sale for $1 4 or 5 years ago, and it has become my go-to. So yeah, you don't need perfection. You don't need high accuracy, but it can be enjoyable. Maybe soon I will do a shorts video on caliper tips and hacks. That'd be kind of interesting. So let me know your thoughts. What do you use them for down below? Is there something that you use them for that I didn't? I'd love to hear that. Do you use them to get that nth degree accuracy, or do you use them for the functionality and the fun of it? Let me know that. I do like reading through all the comments, and I do answer as many of them as I can get. So if you have questions, throw those down there. Thank you. That helps out the channel. Anytime you hit the comments, that means a lot. It really gets us in front of more people, helps the channel to grow. Just like hitting the like, share, and subscribing. Thank you. It means more than I can say. On top of that, there are people who really want to help out the channel and take it even farther. Their names are over here. Those are all patrons on Patreon. So thank you. Without patrons, we wouldn't be here. We're completely sponsored by you, the viewer. If you'd like to find out more about that, you can go down in the description down below and click the join button down here and become a member on YouTube. We have special perks for both members and patrons. It's kind of the same thing, just on 2 different platforms. So thank you for that, and I think that'll do it for now. Until next time, have a wonderful day. You do have to be careful with calipers though, because if you get angry, you don't want your veins to be popping.